Yay! We are hosting our first PTIT community game jam. Feel free to join. But seriously, game jams are amazing. I mean, if you have a look at my itch.io page, every single game over there was created for a game jam. So, they are motivating, definitely. They help you develop your skills, but at the same time they are very, very stressful. I mean, imagine that you have to create the whole game, write all the code, create all the assets, create a page, publish the game, and so on, within 48 hours. This is crazy. So we decided to actually really run our own community game jam with slightly different rules. So the jam will last the whole month, so it will be like 31 days, I'm not sure now. But the most important thing is we still encourage you to create very small game. So we don't want you to work very hard, we don't want you to spend whole days working on a game. We just give you enough time to finish something that you feel comfortable with. So if you prefer to sit down every single weekend and work on the game, that's great. Do you want to work 1 hour a day? That's also awesome. Feel free to work as much as you want, as you feel comfortable with, because we want you to feel comfortable, we want you to stay healthy and take care about yourself and your friends and family. The game jam starts tomorrow, and you can find more details by clicking a link in the description, but just wanted to mention that there will be some prizes, nothing too exciting, but I really wanted to give you back something for spending your time working on a game, and that is winners in several categories will be granted a request, so the video request. So basically you can then ask me to make a video for you about a chosen subject. It can be about your game, it can be something that will help you solve a problem you have at this moment. Yes, so I hope that you will find it useful and actually encouraging to create a game. Whoa, that was a very long intro, sorry about that. So let's get to what everybody came here for, and that is 5 tips on how to do well in game jams. Tip number 1. Don't make your dream game. I know it's very tempting to work on something fascinating and exciting, but this is a really terrible idea for a game jam. So when you enter a game jam and you know you have a very short time frame to work on something, you want to go for something that you really feel comfortable with, or something that is just a little bit above your level, so it will help you develop new skills. But you don't want to go too crazy, because game jams are already pretty hard on their own. What you should strive for is having a small, fun prototype that you can build on. Or if it turns out to be complete disaster, just ditch and forget, or maybe take a lesson from it and, improve it or come with another idea, knowing already what didn't work. Try to avoid complexity, because within this short time frame there is literally not much time to fix bugs. So if your game is complex and you break something accidentally, there might be no chance to actually fix it. Tip number 2. Make a solid plan. This is probably the most important point from all. So when you have an idea and you already know what you want to work on, you should sit down and write 2 lists of features. First one are the features that are must-have and the game cannot exist without. So even if one of those points won't be done, the game cannot exist. Then the second list with nice-to-have things. And those features can be squeezed in if you have enough time, but they don't have to be there for the game to be playable. Then you should put everything in the order of development. So basically the things that you will start with first, and then whatever, like the items from the nice-to-have list at the very bottom. This way you will be able to see how much you are progressing. It is also a very good idea to give everything a deadline and be, of course it's not always possible, but be as precise as you can be, or to the extent of your abilities. This is important because this way you will be able to see how much time you are missing. and I guarantee you, you generally have too little time, not too much. So basically this way you will be able to see, okay, the jam is finishing, I don't know, in 6 hours time, and I still have those items I have to do, but I think I can resign from this feature and this feature and this feature, or I need to redesign this feature that was must have to be smaller, or replace it with something else to make the game finishable. Tip number 3. Always assume the worst case scenario. This is a little bit related to the previous tip. So at certain point I said that you usually have too little time, not too much. And I generally try to design my game to be implementable within a half of the time of the game jam. So that way, if something goes really wrong, I can always recover. So for example, you can, a lot of different things happen. You can lose your files, you may need to go urgently to a hospital, you may, I don't know, want to go for a walk, or you may have a worse day and you just don't want to spend all days working on a project. So it's in general, I think, much better to squeeze everything in a smaller time frame and then expand upon that. So if you feel you have more time, you can always add new items, you can always make the game bigger, better, and so on, so on. I guarantee you, you will never run out of ideas to improve your game during the game jam. But again, the most important part is to finish something playable. Tip number 4. Find a great community. So there will be times, not only during the game jams, but in general during your game dev journey, when it will be tough. You will feel like you cannot accomplish your goal, like the project is not going the right direction. Then it is extremely important to have people that will bring you up. Seeing people just getting excited over your game or over the idea that you have, it's something incredible, and seriously, it just boosts your motivation like crazy. And if you don't have a great community yet, you can always join our Discord server, where there are already over 100 people, and we're having fun there. Tip number 5. Don't forget about yourself. I know this is pretty obvious and everybody says that, but I really mean it. Game jams are not a matter of life and death, and winning game jam doesn't really mean that much. In the sense, of course it will boost your motivation, but staying healthy and taking care about yourself and your family, friends, eating well, sleeping enough, it's much more important and much more beneficial long term than having this small project ready on time. So don't forget about yourself, and most importantly, always have fun. If you feel that during the game jam you feel too stressed and things don't go the right direction, as we said previously, try to find a good community. But if you really get down and you just see you cannot handle that, there always will be another jam that you can enter. The world doesn't finish with uncompleted project, and the most important thing is you have started. And even if the game wasn't finished, you definitely learned something new. I hope you found those tips useful. If you have another ones, please write them down in the comments. And of course, don't forget to join our jam and our Discord server. Have a fantastic day, love you, and bye bye.